Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be across this beautiful blue-green globe of ours. Welcome to Real News Live. It is a Tell the Truth Wednesday, and I'm your usual host, Mike Barra, back in his usual spot in front of the computer in Seattle, Washington, joined once again by my wonderful co-host, the lovely lady with the lustrous hair, Jennifer Faladorian in Hayden, Idaho. Jen, how have you been? I've been gone for a week. What's up?
Everybody missed you, and I missed you, and I have been fine and holding down the fort, and we are glad to have you back.
Well, I'm glad to be back with you guys. Now, look, just a word of warning right off the top. I'm leaving again tomorrow. I'm going to go to Las Vegas. I'm going to look for houses. And well, I mean, Jen, I might have a drink or a nice meal while I'm there as well. But primarily, I'm going to look for houses. And so, hopefully Dave and I will be moving. That means the show is going to be more intermittent from now on. But quite honestly, given everything that's been going on, I'm not sure how much longer it's going to last anyway, because we may be done. We may be at the end of this road, and we may be rethinking what we're doing here. A couple of things I wanted to get out of the way for housekeeping. Blake is still in Spruce Pine as far as I know. I feel really bad because you guys, I hope saw the pictures. Blake showed up. It was so funny because I did this thing for Fox News and we got done and we came out of this. They had us in a separate, bar area there to shoot that. And I come walking out the door and there's Blake standing in the hallway. And I had just been thinking, I got to text Blake and see if he's coming or not. Well, there he was, and I've never met him before. And it's so weird because people online like you. I know you online and I feel like I know you really well, but I've never met you physically. So it was really cool. But poor Blake, then his car wouldn't start. So last I checked, he had it towed yesterday to a place that's going to look at it. I think he's only got two options, which was, spend $800 or something to tow it to Asheville or get it fixed locally. So that's an update on Blake. And I will get back to you when I find out some more from him. Another thing I want to say is I met a guy named Dean there. Dean, I don't want to use your last name because didn't get permission to do so. But Dean, I just wanted to say thank you. Handed me an envelope with a few $100 in it. And I was just like, oh my God, you didn't need to do that. But I certainly appreciate it for us doing the show. And Jen, the thing I found out is that I do find out is that there are so many people, I think a lot more than our audience numbers show, that watch us and need us to help them and support them through this. And so, I think it's really important that we continue to do this work and just getting the appreciation from people was wonderful.
Yeah, it is. Absolutely. And then you posted, so you had somebody there who wanted to say hi to me. That was really nice. You posted that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, got a kick out of that. That was cool.
And then I managed to meet, Mark Z, or as Wolvie calls him, Mark Z. Which is so, the way the English talk is so retarded. I mean, my team, Manchester City won the treble this weekend, Treble. That means they won the Premier League title, the Football Association Cup, and the Champions League, the European Championship, all in 1 year. And it's like, no, it's not treble. It's called a triple. It's a triple crown. You won 3. Treble is the thing that you adjust on your speakers to make the cymbals come out a little bit better. A guitar, just so weird. But I had this great weekend. All this stuff. I got a lot of pictures on my Facebook. And you guys can certainly go there and check out what's what of us. There was alien cotton candy, a couple of nice dinners, met a bunch of great people that love the show and appreciate you. Brooks was there. Just couldn't have been a better weekend. And so I really appreciate everyone.
Awesome.
Who was there. Okay, Jen, they did not come here for that. They came here treble, Treble. That's the control on your stereo. Yeah. Why would you weird English people call it that? It's a triple. It's a triple crown. It's not a treble. Where do they get these weird words? The British, it's like people in New York. Okay. You do not stand online. You stand in line. You are in line. You are in the line to go somewhere. Get it right, people. Anyway, everybody came here to get your latest information, I think, and I don't see any reason to hold back on that.
All right.
I know you had a little bit of difficulty getting it out last week, but it seems to me what I heard, it seems like you once again nailed it. So let's go forward, and I'll turn everything over to the lovely lady with the hair, Jennifer Flodori.
All right. So I went into meditation today, and I talked to Archangel Michael and Gabriel on the 6th level of heaven through interdimensional meditation. And I just asked what is on the top of my head. Now, I did try to get the date that the notifications come out. Can't do it. And I asked him, I said, is there something about, would it be dangerous for me to put out that date? Is that why I'm not getting it? And he said, no, it's you. I'm like, okay. All right. So that's on me, I can't hear it. Okay. So I asked, what did Trump mean by, and Trump wasn't indicted again yesterday, and he did a speech last night. Very interesting. I thought that was a very interesting speech. Someone might want to pick it apart. But the thing that stuck out to me the most is he said the seal has been broken. Okay. Mm-hmm. And people were clapping and making noise. And he may actually, I don't know if he said it twice or 3 times, but the last time he said it, he said, the seal has been broken now. Like he was making sure we heard that. So I asked, what did he mean by the seal has been broken? And they told me it's a code to advance. So those that are watching, when he says certain things and he's in charge of certain things, and it's a code to advance. Military operations. And they said things will be turbulent for a while. Okay, so prepare for that. And I said, what will happen with Trump's most recent indictment? Which is so ridiculous to ask, even be asking. The case will be dropped. And I said, what will happen with Joe Biden's character and the corruption being revealed? He will be removed from office before August. Okay. That is as of right now, okay? You guys have to understand one little thing. You've got this timeline. We've got a collective consciousness, a collective timeline. We've got individual timelines. If you take a look from the air at your personal path, it kind of looks like a braid because you've got your major path down the middle, but then you've got all these little side roads you can take and eventually end up on the same road and accomplish the same thing. Okay. That's what we've been dealing with timelines. It's not that everybody's putting everything out wrong. I'm not trying to cover my butt here. I'm just saying, I'm just trying to figure this out. Why is this, delays. This is a fluid operation with a major plan, but they have to roll with the punches and they have to have that fluidness in order to move with whatever's going to come at them. They cannot predict everything that's going to come at them. So he will be removed from office before August. Now, tomorrow is before August. I mean, so Michael looked at me and basically said, just say before August. And I'm like, okay. Will anything significant happen Thursday or Friday? When people have been saying that, I'm like, yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's right on. And I feel like that's truth. And I don't know exactly what was happening. I think it's concerning the RV. But there's a lot of other stuff going on all at once. There's a lot of big things being revealed. We had the president indicted again. And he was really putting out a lot of information on that speech. And what I got from that is that this is a transition week. This is important weeks in moving towards our goal. Okay. It's a transition week. Things of transition will happen. It's not like you're going to get the bam, everything's happening and everything's done now and we don't have to deal with this anymore. But we will definitely move forward in some way. I asked about EBS. He said, no EBS. This is what he said. No EBS. And then he said, Parliament. I was talking about this week. Parliament. Then he said, watch. Just watch. Okay? Now, I don't know if that has something, and then I thought later, I'm like, does that have something to do with like the Q clock or watch, or is that like watch? Just watch. He said, watch, word travels, awakening. And I said, when will the retirement age change? In the weeks ahead. And then he gave me the number 12. I don't know if that's 12 weeks, 12 days, a date, 12. Will we really see 1-800 numbers? Really tried on this one. He said, yes. And then I said, do you have anything else to tell everybody? And he said, change is in the air. Watch the skies now more than ever. So, remember a long time ago, he told us the only way you're going to really know what's going on is if you watch the skies. And we have seen a lot of military. We haven't seen a lot of things in the skies lately. We've had things falling out of the sky. Military planes. Everything out of the ordinary going on in the sky. Keep watching. Change is in the air. I think that's cryptic. I really do. Change is in the air. So something's going to go on that we'll possibly see, or some people will see in the skies. And that's all I have today. So recap. The seal has been broken is a code to advance. I believe it's to either the military or it's to, I don't think it's probably not the military because, he's got like lines of communication there, but I think it's to the alliance. I really think it's to the alliance. Like, flip the switch. The case will be dropped. He's not going to go to jail for 450 years. That is so. The whole thought of that, even little me sitting over here knowing nothing. My first instinct on that is how ridiculous it would be to allow the person in his position to be incarcerated and unprotected. That's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Biden removed before office. Will anything significant happen Thursday and Friday? Transition week. No EBS Thursday and Friday. Now, if the EBS goes off in like 20 minutes, then I'm right. And if it goes off tomorrow, then I'll take that one. That was total wrong by me. But no EBS. Parliament. Watch. Word travels. Awakening. Parliament, I think, refers to Iraq.
I think it's the Iraqi parliament.
Yeah. And that's it.
The thing is, you have to remember, guys, that we've heard that the EBS, everybody thinks the EBS means, the country has now been taken over by the white hats and all this stuff. That's not necessarily how it's going to play out. The scenario is Biden is removed and a temporary government is put in place. We're in a regnum while they figure out, or while they go through the motions of putting Donald Trump back in place. And then all that causes riots. And then it's a reaction to the riots that are staged by the left is what the EBS is. And then the EBS becomes a localized thing. So, or most likely a localized thing. So it's not like the EBS is going to signal that the entire country is going to be blanketed and shut down. It doesn't seem to be that that's the idea, right? It doesn't seem to be the plan. Right.
And that's never something that Donald Trump wanted, even though he was forced to do that during the pandemic. And, logically, you're going to have a very visible, very panic-worthy event happen that we would see in order to trigger the EBS, because they would come up pretty quickly and say, okay, wait, don't panic. Everybody stay calm. And I think that's how it's going to happen.
Yeah. Also, the bit in there about, Biden will be removed did he say before August or by August? He will be
Before.
removed before August. So, guys, and you look at the you look at the map now, you look at the calendar. So you look at the map. You look at the calendar, we have let's see, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 6 weeks before August. So it's not very long.
Well, if the retirement changes in 12 weeks, that would make sense.
Yeah, because then you have a new government in place. So, and a new government, new rules, new everything, new Social Security, new monetary system. It would absolutely make sense. So, that's a pretty tight timeline, and it's pretty cool. And also remember, if in order for that to be the case, then the case against Donald Trump almost certainly must be dropped before that, because that must fall apart. That must be that I think will be used as another reason or linchpin as to why this guy has to go. And besides all of his corruption, which we're hearing about, on a daily basis. And yeah, it's not on the mainstream news, but the Democrat news, it's not on their news, but it's getting around to other people. It's getting around to other news. It's getting around to people on social media. It's getting through, Trump, the information. YouTube is no longer blocking election fraud discussions. So, it's getting out. Mm-hmm. It's getting out bit by bit. It's getting out. There's probably so few people left in the middle that they're getting their information. They're probably reaching a point where they're no longer trusting what they're seeing on their TVs. And the people that are hopeless, And
get it. Sometimes with the information that I get, it depends on how it's asked. Like if you're asking me, how is this going to transpire? How is this going to happen? When the states flip, what's going to be the progression of that? Sometimes I get stuff. Oh, there goes the lights.
Yeah.
I moved too much. I hate this computer. Anyway. There we go.
I have a new one because I love mine.
So remember, let's look back in time a little bit. Originally, when I saw, I don't know, like 3 years ago, when we were talking about, I said I saw Trump behind a white building that looked like the Rose Garden, and I think it's August, and he was talking about the gold standard.
Yep, 2 years ago.
2 years ago, okay.
Not 3.
I don't know. I'm losing track of time. And then I thought it was last year. I talked to a client the other day or yesterday, and she was like, that was 2 years ago, Jen. I'm like, damn it. Jesus told me when I was trying to figure this out, August 23rd, God wins. And then there was no debt by August. Remember that one? And I'm like, what is with August all the time? Am I just a broken record or what? And now when you're sitting there and you cannot handle hearing, yes, this is going to happen, but it's going to be 2 years from now. So, you won't hear it. You won't hear it. You will insert, yes, it's this. Is that this year? Oh, yes, of course it's this year. And I'll say, oh, good. No, it's not. It's in a couple years, and but there's some things that I've been told that are starting to freak me out a little bit. So I'm hopeful about August. Now with the RV, that all has to happen behind the scenes. It has to happen first. There is something important about it. I'm not knowledgeable enough to explain it to you, but just instinct wise, there is something important about them getting all those bonds, getting all the monies in, and everybody else going to a different rate, and it forces us to do the same.
Right.
So that's why it's the beginning.
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense too, and it forces us publicly to go to a different kind of currency, a gold-backed currency, which changes the rate and the value of everything relative to every other currency in the world. Also, by doing the exchanges early, assuming they do that, it puts all the money you could ever need in the hands of people who are ready to go spend it.
Mhm.
Right. And that's very important. So, because that's how you rebuild the economy. Trump is constantly talking about how we're going to rebuild this thing right away in 6 months. Well, you have to have money in place, and the money can't be from the top down for spiritual reasons, for financial reasons. The top down money doesn't work because these idiots up there don't know how to spend money. You people know how to spend money. You people know how to create and ask for the things that you need to live your lives. So the only way you have a healthy, vibrant economy is if the people at the bottom have sufficient buying power to choose what they want, the choice. And that's what I think is a reason why they need the money in place. And remember, Jen, you did a Jen tell a couple months ago about how they have to get this money down to the people's level, because that's where all the creativity is going to come from. And that's all true. It said something like that.
Did I?
Yeah, the money. Yeah, that's you have to democratize the money into the hands of the people and out of the hands of the institutions.
Well, basically, we have to. Jesus, like that August 23rd, God wins. Jesus told me around that time, if it wasn't the same meditation, that the only way you're going to win is to take their money. Their power comes from the accumulation of money and the ability to pay others and to, they've got some, influence and all this stuff, but it all comes down to, if you don't have any money, you don't have any power. And the only way that we're going to win this big war is that. And that's why Nasara, Jasara, and all of that, whatever they're going to call it and however they're going to do it, is real and has to be, because you can take out as many players as you want. They'll just pop another one right in there. And you can expose everything that you want. And you'll just have somebody come in and say, oh, I'll never do that.
Yeah.
You got to take their money. And that's what they're going to do.
Good. Okay. I'm trying to think if there was anything. Case will be dropped. Again, you said the whole thing against Trump is just going to fall apart around the time of the first indictment back in, what was it, December or January. I think it's going to fall. I think this is where it falls apart. I think everything falls apart. So, I think that Gentile is still on the table, and it will be.
Yeah, it's funny lately. I'm seeing a lot of old Gentile, which is easier. It's just easier to call it that. No ego there.
Mm-hmm. Well,
we really just have to remember things that were said a long time ago. And yes, you did name the Gentile.
Because everybody else has Intel. Well, fuck them. We have Gentile.
It's an awesome name. I like it.
Intel.
So much easier. Yeah.
And ours is better than theirs anyway. So.
Well, I think so. I mean, I like my source better.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, Jen, your record of accuracy really is impressive. Not just from a political perspective or even a QAnon perspective, but purely from like if I were to evaluate you as a psychic on events that were detached from you, on public events, you qualify as a remote viewer. The government did all these experiments in remote viewing. I believe you could do that. You would kill those sorts of
yeah, and disappear and never come back. Well, because I'm like, oh yeah, this is what I found out. And I'm like, well, we're gonna have to kill you now.
I don't know if you guys saw the Y-Files episode this last week on the Cozy Rev Mirror, or Cozy Rev as AJ called it. I wrote a script for that. He didn't use he used like 2 sentences out of it. Completely wrote the thing himself, which shows you how talented AJ is. And phenomenal episode. And it talked about these devices that are basically mirrors, aluminum mirrors that are spiraling. And there's a reason why in the physics it has to be a spiral and all that. And people did experiments in Russia where, they had symbols. They would see symbols, and it turned out that they were ancient Sumerian cuneiform letters. And then people would be given the number 67. You go to number 67, get this little chart, and there's like some sort of runic symbol on there, and they would stare at it. And then the people at the other end inside the mirror would draw what they saw. and it was super accurate, well over 60%. And I think you're 80%. I mean, I think if we put you in a Cozy Rev mirror, you would be like off the charts, psychically powerful. So you're Jean Grey. You're Jean Grey from the X-Men. You're scary. We are not going to let you anywhere near, because it's supposed to enhance and amplify. And I don't know. It's a cool episode. I didn't get to write it. Barely watch it. Cool stuff. Okay, I thought what I would do is go through just a couple, if you don't mind, a couple of slides.
Yes, I want to hear all about it.
Stuff I posted on the trip. I actually posted most of this on Telegram, so I'll share this. Let me know if you guys can see the screen. Can you see it?
You got it out.
Okay, so I got of course, they're real tank tops in for the ladies. Didn't sell very well, but it was a crowd of older, more dignified ladies. The problem is that, Jen, in this situation, we had our paid event, which was on a lower street, and on the upper street was the free one, where thousands of people, and I'm not kidding, there were 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 people in this little town going through at the Alien Festival and music. And if we could have had a booth up there, I probably could have sold every single one of it. But yes, ladies, of course, they're real tank tops are available right now in medium and large. Let me know what you want. I saw Wolvie was very happy this weekend. I thought that was cute. And here's me and Blake and Brooks at dinner on Friday night. It was loads of fun, the three of us there. And it was just, Brooks had never met Blake, and here we are. There's Blake enjoying a glass of red wine, not boxed, but red wine. And then here's a few shots from the festival itself. This was at 9:30 in the morning, so almost nobody there yet, but you can already tell it's off to a good start. That street went down all the way around the corner, just full of vendor booths and people that are there. It's me and Brooks. You can see this, right? You guys can see it?
Yeah.
Okay. Me and Brooks, there were funny people in funny alien costumes. And again, this is all at 9 or 9:30 in the morning. Every single storefront was decked out with aliens and meteors and all kinds of cool stuff. This was the stage for the band. Hey, look, there I am. There's pictures of me from 10 years ago. That's my friend Tom Reed when he was on Fox previously.
Hey, this is Brian Paget from North Carolina. I'm hanging out with your buddy Mike. Wish you were here. This.
Okay, so that's Brian. He wanted to let everybody know that he had a good time there, and he watches the show. And then Mark came and hung out. Mark Z, and let me just tell you, there's a little blind kitty. That was Bunny, the little blind kitty. Let me just tell you, Mark Z is exactly like you see him. Here's a couple videos Blake made. Mark is exactly the guy that you see on the show. There's absolutely no difference in his quality of character, the kind of person he is. I met his dad, who's a wonderful man. I can see why he raised such a great son. I met his son Zach, who is, by the way, ladies, a very handsome, good-looking guy. But I advised him not to get married until he was ready to have a family. Then he could get married. Young guy, very good-looking. All just great people, great family, wonderful people. And there's a chance we're going to be working on doing a alien event, a UFO event with Tom Reed's UFO Expo in Puerto Rico, where Mark says it's crazy for aliens there because there's aliens everywhere and chupacabras and all kinds of cool stuff and Mothman, chupacabra. So really looking forward to that. So I had a great time.
Do you have a clip of you on Jesse Waters?
I could probably play that. Yeah,
that was awesome.
Let's
slam dunk.
It's about it's a few minutes, but let's just go find it. Yeah, real quick. Waters. I think our video is fairly popular. Here we go. Okay. Rewind this, and let's pop that up and play it. Jesse Waters, did aliens just touch down in Vegas?
Have you ever looked up and wondered, is there anybody else out there?
Can you see?
Last night we brought you a story out of Vegas that made us even more curious. When responding to a 911 call in late April, police body cam footage picked up this strange object falling from the sky. Neither cops or eyewitnesses had any idea what the little green flashing triangle was. But it's not just what people saw, it's also what they heard. Listen to this audio picked up by a witness. It says this came from a neighborhood Ring doorbell cam.
Oh, yeah, that's a big object.
What was that? And now listen to this eyewitness explain what happened next.
I hear something fall from the sky. I turn around. The only thing I see is a big light falling from the sky. And moments after, I feel a big impact and a bang, sort of like a big impact. It was sort of like a shock wave, like an out-of-body experience. So to say, when I tried to look at the object, it was all blurry, not my vision, but only the backyard area. And I hear thousands of footsteps around me.
So it wasn't just footsteps he heard. This kid says he witnessed an alien invasion.
The only thing I can see in the backyard is a tall creature, probably around 8-10 feet tall, very thin. He was a gray-greenish color. And when I looked at it in the eyes, my body just froze. He has a weird-looking feet and a big face and eyes, and you can see a big mouth. And I could hear his loud, deep breathing, and I could see his stomach moving. He would just stare at me. Seconds later, I could start moving again.
Did aliens touch down in Vegas? Or are we getting punked? Now, this incident is fresh off the heels of what we reported last night. Several whistleblowers have contacted Michael Schellenberger, saying that the U.S. government's in possession of 12 alien spacecrafts. 12. Alien incidents have been reported for decades. My next guest, Tom Reed, says he encountered a UFO in the Berkshire Mountains back in '69. It's called the Reed Incident, and it's the first UFO incident archived to be historically true. Joining me now is Tom Reed, alongside former aerospace engineer and author Mike Barra. All right, before we get to your story, I want to just ask Mike, tell us your interpretation of this Las Vegas incident.
Well, it's pretty interesting. That green light strikes me as what they call a bolide or a meteor that is, like a shooting star that's very low. And these things, they can airburst, they can explode. So that would account for the sound. If it hit the ground, and there are some people that say the ground actually shook, then what makes me curious is why hasn't anybody gone out to the site? Why haven't any even geologists gone out there and retrieved pieces of the thing? Because there will be pieces left. And then the other videos that have been shown of what happened in the backyard, I don't know if we're going to get to that, but that is a little bit creepy. So to me, I think this is probably a meteor, but did something else happen? And it might not be because of just all the other weirdness around it.
We got a general response from
Okay, and then Tom, so then how would you explain the 10-foot-tall green guy that was breathing with big feet and a flat head?
Well, I don't know if we have enough information to really make a call on that, but we have a genuine response from the individuals involved. We got the officer's body cam footage.
Yeah.
That also verified a lot. We've got the 911 operators who also seemed to be very in tune with what was happening. It wasn't dismissed. And so when you you couple this with the footage you're showing right now, I don't think you can deny that something took place, something happened.
Were there any similarities between this and what you encountered in '69?
Well, we did see a sphere, a white light similar to that. Well, there was 3 objects. There was also what I refer to as a disc-shaped object, which looked like a turtle shell, and that hovered quietly. But we didn't encounter beings, if you will, like these people did. We were kind of in awe and kind of fixated or frozen, if you will, onto the object we saw, which I believe from what I saw earlier, they felt the same way. They were kind of frozen too and just kind of captivated or stared at the being, if you will. So there are some similarities. I think that the behavior was very similar to how we felt, if that helps.
And Mike, you're now hearing people coming forward, our journalist friend, Mike, who says 12 alien spacecraft, U.S. government's in possession of. What kind of development is this?
it could be very important, but the thing is that we've heard these stories for a long time. I mean, all the way back to the Cape Girardeau crash in 1942, and of course Roswell and these other incidents. So I think the bigger question is not so much do they have these craft and do they have these captives or these bodies. The question is, what have you been doing with them for 75 years? What have you been doing with them for 85 years? And I mean, some of these videos you're showing right now that we're seeing here on the screen, these could be developments, our own secret space program stuff that we're developing. And I really do think that, if we've had this technology for a long time, we've probably learned an awful lot about it. And I suspect this is going to continue to accelerate. We're going to continue to have more incidents. We're going to have more visitations. And, I just think things are going to get really weird and stay really weird for quite a while.
Things are definitely going to stay weird with everything going on. I like how you guys both have healthy skepticism, but are also very cynical about the U.S. government. That's the perfect posture for this type of activity. Guys, have a great weekend. Thank you very much, and stay safe out there.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Hey, Sean Hannity here.
Okay, so that was that was it. I hope hope the video played. Hope everybody saw it. It's one of those things where I wish I'd had a little bit more time, because one of the things I thought of a line, is funny, Jen, maybe I'll use it next time. I was sitting there asleep, and after Jesse said that last thing, it popped in my head. What you should have said, like, my brain was telling me, what you should have said, Barrett, is, look, anytime you're living in you have a government where you've got a bunch of blue-haired weirdos running your government, then they're not that far-fetched, right? So
I'm sure they'll have you back on after that. Yeah, but I thought that was awesome. I thought you handled yourself awesome, and I love how you said, what have you been doing with it all this time, It's great.
Really good question. So let me ask you some questions about this Las Vegas thing. I don't know if you've seen it. Have you seen the video of the aliens in the backyard? A couple things. First of all, what was the green object in the videotape? Is that a meteor, or was that something else? Something artificial?
Well, let me watch the scene here. Let me see. It's metallic.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a rock.
Okay, meteors can be metallic, but it is not a rock.
I'm not seeing anything come out of it.
Okay. So I guess what I want to is when the people went into their backyard. I don't know if you've seen this video. I can dig it up if you want to see it.
Yeah.
Was there something back there that shouldn't have been there that's not human?
Inside it. All right. There's some kind of cover-up going on here.
Mm-hmm.
That kid, first of all, if you're looking out at your backyard at night and it's blurry, how the hell do you know what kind of feet the thing has? There's some kind of foliage. It's probably covering the feet. Oh, I saw his feet. I saw his stomach moving, or I saw all this stuff.
No, it's a Vegas backyard. It's basically just sand or dirt. It's almost concrete. It's like a
lot of Vegas backyards have water system, and they do have.
This one didn't. Yeah, this one's just they have a.
The thing that I saw a video. I'm not seeing entities come out of it. I am not seeing, and what I know from what I've seen underneath the ground is that this kind of craft. They were little grays that run these little crafts. Okay. It's really kind of weird because it looks like a small craft, but when you get inside it, there's all this room. So I don't know how to explain that.
That's very consistent, Jen.
It is?
Yeah, there was just the big thing on this whistleblower testimony this last week, the same day practically as all this was going on. Somebody's talking about how, people talk about how they go inside these things and there's more volume inside than there is on the outside. That's becoming.
I got
common.
that
from
interdimensional. Actually, projection of consciousness. I did a show. It's on Jennifer Doring on YouTube. It's called Beneath the Surface. When I just looked, I said, "Oh, let's see what's underneath." I don't know, Idaho. Mm-hmm. And I saw the saucer-looking crafts, which I didn't. It was just like too science fiction. I thought maybe they wouldn't look like saucers or something.
Right.
But they were, and they look small. Like if you're going to stand next to the thing, it would look like a very small car. And when you get in it, you could easily walk around. But the ones that were operating those saucers were short, little, what we would call grays. Your typical short, little gray, big eyes. The ones that were telling the grays what to do were the tall, what I guess would be whites, and they were long and lanky with a big head. They were the managers.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? If you want to watch that one, it's on my YouTube. I'm not seeing anything get out of the craft, and the interesting part that I saw is the body cam of the police officer. I can't remember where I saw that, but I saw it, and once he got into the backyard, it was blacked out. They blacked out the whole thing. And I'm like, oh, okay, cover up. Or Men in Black just, rushed in there, but said, oh, we'll black this out.
Yeah, that is the thing is that the police body cams. First of all, okay, so what happened is there's video, and I was going to try to look for it, where the family goes to open their back gate. They go around the side of their house, open their back gate, and they see something, and they jump back like that, which seemed authentic to me. And then there's these vague images of some tall, weird, alien-looking thing in the backyard, which may or may not. You have to remember that meteor thing may not be connected to what was in these people's backyard. There may not be a connection there. So that part could be right, but there could still be aliens in these people's backyards. So you had that aspect of it.
I'm thinking that this craft is usually what I was told when I did my thing is that they go and they collect data, whether it's DNA from people, whether it's, soil samples, whatever it is. They're running around collecting data, and they're collecting samples, okay, and whatever they need. If those tall whites were there the way he described, they were retrieving the craft.
Oh, they were a salvage team. That makes sense. Okay.
And I'm seeing there was something that fell. It was there. Everything around it is like magnetic. I mean, like, kind of like, I don't know how to explain it. It does look like, it looks like humidity rising off of a street up ahead, or heat coming off a barbecue. It's clear, but it's moving. And I just get this very magnet type feeling, that when you put two magnets together, what's in between them, that what the hell is that called? Anyway, yeah, something happened, but I don't know. I am not seeing the white guys, but if they were there, from what I've seen, I can only imagine that I feel like there was a cleanup going on.
Yeah, I don't think they were white. I think you described them as blue-gray.
And then they say,
the thing,
and then it disappeared?
Yeah.
It disappeared? Yeah.
Green-gray, and then so I think, so what sounds like maybe there was some sort of machine. Maybe it was a robot machine. Maybe it was piloted, but it crashed, or it fell down, or pieces of it fell off, maybe into these people's backyard. And these two dudes were sent there to go get it and get out of there. And while they were back there, these people came in and were like, "Oh, holy hell, shit! What the hell?"
I'm not seeing the whole saucer, but part of it could be in the ground.
Yeah.
Like if drop half a cookie and half's in the ground. That's what it looks like. That's
what
it kind of looks like.
So pretty wild stuff. So I'm with you. I'm with you. I'm like, part of this doesn't add up. And the police said the reason the body cams were turned off is because it was private property. I'm like, have you ever seen an episode of Cops?
Yeah.
It doesn't make any difference. What are you
and like if the
about?
guy's like, oh, aliens, maybe I better turn my body cam off.
No.
Oh my God, dude.
And there are some reports. There are some reports on Twitter that the cops, when this all happened May 1st, that the cops have been buzzing about this for the whole month, and they're like, dude, something scared the shit out of the cops when they went in the backyard.
Well, maybe they did see him. I'm just seeing the initial crash and the seconds after that. But if they saw the tall ones don't pilot those crafts. The little ones do.
The little ones do.
And the tall ones are the managers. They tell them what to do. And then the reptilians, and I'm going to sound crazy, but you guys are all there with me. We're talking about aliens in somebody's yard. The reptilians contract them to do this work. So they're worker bees.
Interesting. Yeah. And that's a lot of people have felt like they were like clones or worker bees, something like that, the whole time. And I think that it's interesting that you confirm that through a completely separate way of coming at it,
Mhm.
Anyway, lizard
Yeah.
people. As Ecclefish would say, lizard people. Lizard people. Okay, guys, we have, how many do we have? We have about 500. Oh, we have about almost 600 people in the live stream today. That's pretty good for a Friday morning. Great to have you guys all here, and we appreciate you being here. Don't forget that all of these videos are basically taken down almost as soon as they are completed off of YouTube to avoid the algorithms and the censorship, and yet you can always find them on mikebera.blogspot.com. There's today's show. There's the last power trio we did with the guys. Alien event in Las Vegas. Yeah, boy, that takes on a new meaning, doesn't it? Alien event Las Vegas, September 14th. How about Alien event Las Vegas, June 10th? Pretty interesting stuff for June 8th or 9th. Coming. Oh, look, there I am. I'm wearing my same t-shirt I'm wearing today. So lots of cool stuff there at mikebera.blogspot.com. Also, please do not forget to jump over to the CBD Gurus, CBDgurus.com. I've been having a really bad pain in my ulnar nerve and arthritis in my hands and stuff. It's really sucked. And it's even waking me up at night, and I'm going to be using my CBD pain cream. So go to the CBDgurus.com, slide over to the wholesale tab, slide down to Mike B Wholesale, type in discount code ALIEN, no S, no capital A, just ALIEN, and pick up this week's specials. And for $25, you're going to get some Iraqi dinar. For $50, you're going to get some bolivar, some dong, and some dinar, and it goes on up from there. And this week's special are the Summer Breeze CBD skin lotion, some of the gummies, the Delta 8 dark chocolates, the immunity booster pills. Those are really cool. The pet treats and the CBD pet oil, my personal favorite. The CBDgurus.com. You can get a subscription for the immunity. Don't forget to use the discount code Mike Bera. No, that's okay. It picks it up from here. Use Mike Bera or Mike at checkout, and everybody, they will know that it is coming from this show. We would really appreciate that. So, Jen, what the heck's going on over at jenniferfala.com?
Okay, well, I've got a couple specials today, and those will be up for a limited time. We're still at CBD Gurus.
Oh, whoops, my fault. There we go.
Okay, scroll down a little, and we've got what I'm doing now is I'm offering a medical intuitive reading at a discount price and throwing in a free healing after. So what will happen is you'll get a half-hour reading with me, and all this information, disclaimers to take back to your doctor to help your doctor help you. But Jesus and we take a look at the top of the head and go all the way down and do a medical evaluation and tell you everything I see. Then I go in, you take that to your doctor, I go in, do a healing in meditation after, and that is on sale now. And I can't see, was that $79?
Yep, $79.
Okay. Then, some people have asked me for this, a combo. I'm going to be doing a personal cleanse, attachment removal. This is going to cleanse away negative energy, any cords that are into you from other attachments, any personal attachments. This is going to cleanse, and it's all along with a house cleanse, and that will cleanse away all negative energy, get rid of any entities. If you got any ghosts in there, we'll cross them over. If they'll go, that's the only time most of the time they go.
Why does it have a toilet swirling down? That's what I want to know.
That's what it looks like.
That's
what it looks like when you cleanse the house. It's like this big tornado of light in it. And Jesus opens up a portal and just sucks everything out of the house that goes down the portal. And then he puts his foot on the portal and he blesses the house. Cool. And they go around and close all the old portals. Cool. It's very interesting. And sometimes when I say these things, I'm like, God, that sounds so crazy. But, it is what it is. Anyway, both of those things are on sale now. Get them while you can. Probably going to put it on sale for about a week. And so I am offering, I will give you gift cards if you'd like to pick up multiple items. You can enter the amount on the love button at the very top of the page. It will take a card. Yes. And then just email me and tell me what you bought. I can give you gift cards. If you'd like to get this for somebody else you think's having problems at home, emotional problems, anxiety, stress, nightmares, weird happenings, always a good idea. That's it.
Cool. All right. And that is what is going on over at jenniferfallah.com, along with a lot of.
Oh, wait a minute. I am getting the best feedback from people. You guys have started doing readings. Well, you've always been getting things from Marcy. Marcy does house cleanses as well. Probably going to get it if you have an emergency quicker to go to Marcy. Susan, I have been getting such wonderful feedback from Susan Gretz and her mediumship readings, and I told you so. Woman is amazing. So you can also go to Susan Gretz and Marcy Howell.
Cool. All right, guys. That is what's happening over at jenniferfallah.com. Thanks, Jen. So how did the shows go when I was gone? Anything happen?
Fine. Everything was fine.
No big deal. All right.
No big deal.
Just checking.
Everything's fine. I'm glad you're back. That's all I can say. Appreciation for you. Oh, that's all I can say.
Yeah. Okay. Jen, Marcus Toledo asked, Jen, who will be the first nation from Earth to return to the moon, and will Musk's starship escape the fate of the Russian N1? Okay, so I think what we're talking about is what will be the next nation to put men on the moon? Or what? Yeah, the next nation that puts men on the moon will come from what country?
We have active people working on the moon, and 27 different countries have bases on the dark side of the moon right now.
Are they going to tell us that, or
what are we going to see?
Or are we going to see something in public?
There's going to be what looks like a bus. Okay, it's going to be like a bus kind of thing, and that's going to go back and forth.
Well, that would be the Elon Musk Starship, I think, because it looks like a bus. That's what it looks
like a shuttle, like an actual.
Yeah.
That's going to be a while, maybe the next couple of years.
Okay.
Time period on that.
That will be the Musk Starship that you're asking about. So
they really have to clean up what's going on the moon first, and that's why they stopped going there.
Yeah, funny. We're all worried about our cleaning up here on Earth. What about the cleaning up on the moon and on Mars?
Right. Well, I did a show on it. If you want to go watch it, it's on Jennifer Fallah Doring on YouTube, and it was called The Moon and Puma Punku, and that one's going to blow your mind. Go and watch that one.
That, again, is on Jennifer Fallah Doring on YouTube, right there in the middle of the screen. So go check that out. Okay, Lori says, someone asked a question in chat the other day, and I didn't see the answer. Do all the senators or congressmen know that Biden is a fake? Well, obviously AOC, because she's so dumb she doesn't know anything. But do they all know he's a fake, or just some of them?
No, they don't all know.
Jesus, some people think this is the real guy. Stupid.
Everyone has suspicions, but they're not privy to that intel. They're not in on it.
Level.
Because not all of them can be trusted with that.
Okay, Glenn. Hi, Glenn, man. I got a lot of your message. Glenn, if I don't respond to you for a while, it's just because I'm too busy. It's not that I don't care. I just want you to know. Gentile confirmation 12/28/22 says it will start in January. The budget passed retroactive to January 2023. Bingo. Yes, they did pass the budget in Iraq. That is, normally I would say that's not a big deal. Apparently this time around, it is a huge, huge move. I bought some more dinar, by the way, and I have a little bit more.
I bought some stuff.
Than I
have to stop. I have to stop doing that.
I know. Aaron Lewis, Melanie Hines, YouTuber, told me to redeem at an RV center is dangerous. Will we be targets, and when will we sign an NDA? And when we
absolutely nobody is going to know what you are doing or what's going on.
Yeah.
The way that I've seen it is just kind of like It's either going to be in a bank or someplace nobody would even suspect, and that'll make me a little bit nervous. When like, what is this, an office building? I mean,
Yeah,
but
exactly.
once
Yeah.
you get in there, you'll feel better.
Okay. Gemini 6 would love some Gentel today on my birthday. I'm 29 again. Happy birthday to you, Goat POTUS GJT. Also, happy birthday to Donald Trump, who was born 6/14/46, I want to say. So happy birthday.
Yeah, same
to
as
you.
mom. Yeah.
Happy birthday
Same
to
as
you.
mom.
So you got your Gentel. You got your day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
If we knew your real name, we might be able to give you some personal Gentel. But Nancy's back. Hi, Mike, Jen, and friends. Could 29 Palms be Rule 29? Rule 29 is part of that law, law of war manual thing.
No, when I heard 29 Palms, I saw the desert.
Yeah, and also there was that flare sighting, the UFO sighting, that we talked about 2 weeks ago, over 29.
And they were
Palms.
saying there was going to be an incident, and it said 29 Palms.
Yeah, and I think that's it. And Jen, I think all of this is part of breaking down the barrier, the resistance to the idea that we're not alone. I think that these are all events, and I think the 29 Palms events, it's also going to show, here's another thing I'm noticing. I think what we're in the process now of is exposing the people in the UFO community who pretend to be experts, who really don't know much or are compromised. I think that's what we're exposing. I think that's part of that's why when I told Jesse Waters the other night, things are going to continue to get weirder, because the more weirdness there is, the more opportunity there is for people to expose themselves as not being the experts, not being the ones you should go to for answers about these things.
And I think they're also laying out and foreshadowing the possibility of, okay, do we have to do the last thing on our list and cue in the alien invasion?
Yeah.
That is on their list.
Yep.
So.
Yep. Also got a question that was not able to be in the chat, that was in Telegram, about the med beds. You see, I mean, are med beds going to happen this year, I guess would be the question. I would think if these other things happen, then med beds are going to be coming along.
Where they are right now with the big groups that are doing this is they've got locations. They've been purchasing the locations. They've been setting up. They're bringing them in. But there's going to be a period of time where they are used for, like, by invitation only. Like,
Right.
They're testing. They're seeing how it's going. I think they have been used all this time, like during the pandemic, for like children and things that came out of the ground, tunnels. But I think it'll probably be into 2024.
Yeah, I don't
25 before you can actually just like, oh, I've got an appointment for a med bed, just call and make an appointment,
Yeah, I don't think everybody's going to get in med beds right away. I think it's going to be a little while unless you're urgent. That reminds me of another question. So there are some people, and of course it's last minute rumor mongering, now saying that if you have Zim, that you're either going to have to do a humanitarian project, which they regard as humanitarian. I personally think, building a rocket, going back to the moon, and landing live right where Apollo 11 landed to prove we went to the moon is humanitarian. But, I think personally getting money to buy the Seahawks and get rid of this woman owner is a humanitarian project. But this is my perspective. But they're now saying there used to be a thing where, well, you may not want to manage one directly, but you can designate your funds to be contributed to, let's say, medical technology or infrastructure or job creation or water in third world countries or space technology. Now people are saying that's not the case. You're just going to get a personal rate for your Zim, and unless you want to actually manage, like full-time manage a humanitarian project, you're not going to be allowed to contribute to humanitarian projects. And that does not make a lot of sense to me, but I thought I would check with you on that and see if the rules have changed. Because last time it was you can pick from a list if you want to be involved in the humanitarian projects, or you can have your own project. Or you
Well,
can do
that was the Gentle you weren't here for.
okay.
Do people have to do humanitarian projects to redeem their Zim bonds? No. You have two choices, projects or not. If not, I got, and I could be wrong on the number.
Yeah.
Been known to happen. I got 11 million per 100 trillion bond. 11 million per bond. If so the way this works is they have to complete the transaction of exchanging your currency.
Because that's what creates the money, folks. That's what actually creates it. Yeah.
Right. So you can't just go in there and they say, well, we'll let you know what you get and hang on to it for a while. No, they want to take that in. And if they take it in, they have to give you something for it. So they're going to give you that initial amount. Then they're going to say, okay, you've put in for a humanitarian project. And that has to be approved. And when that is approved, those funds will be used for your project. That will be managed and they will be released in tiers of completion. So like you say, okay, we're getting started. We got the land. We're going to buy the land. We want to buy the building. We got to get the contractor, everything. And they'll say, okay, here's the money. And let me know when and so you have different phases. And then it's like, okay, now we want to do this and this and that. But you're going to have to produce something to some kind of project manager to make sure that you're doing
what you're giving
the money they have allotted for you to do. They're not going to just say, oh, okay, here's $60 million.
Yeah.
Life just doesn't work like that, friends. You're going to have to actually do it. But you will have your initial payment out. So if you fail to do it, or let's just say you die halfway through it, and you were running the show, then you don't have to pay the money back. They'll probably give your project to someone else. But you got your initial payment and your kids aren't waiting around for whatever they promised you for the 11 million per. So it's done. That transaction is done or exchange is done. And all you're waiting on is for funds to be granted at tiers of completion for the project.
Okay, so there was this rumor, though, that you'd be able to say, no, I don't want to personally manage a project, but I want to contribute money for new medical technologies. So
yeah, and I heard that too, and it could be true, but what I asked about it, and they said, no, you got two choices.
Yeah.
Because I was going to do that.
Yeah.
And so
I prefer to do that.
So I just bought more Zim. But I do think that you will be able to get something for it. Now, people are putting something out about the boulevard, and there goes my light scan. I moved too much.
Mm-hmm.
Don't move.
Hey, calm down.
Okay. They're saying the boulevard's worthless. I don't think so.
No.
I think everything's going to be worth something. The only thing I had a little bit of question on was the agro checks. But if somebody else is have heard things that and gotten rates for that,
right? I
don't think there's really going to be much that you go in and they say, "Oh, I'm sorry, that's worthless." It's like, okay, well, why are they selling it?
Yeah, exactly. Well, yeah, Mark, because they can find suckers to buy it. Mark just did say that somebody gave him a tip that if there's anything you don't have any of, and you're going to buy just one, go grab some Boulevard. They said that the bang for the buck would be good. Not if you have no currency, but if you've got your ding, your dong, your dinar, your Zim. If you've got those already, if you're going to buy another even more exotic currency, the recommendation he said today was somebody told him Boulevard would give you some bang for your buck.
And before I knew what the Boulevard was, you asked me on the show, or somebody asked a question that says, how much would the Boulevard redeem or exchange for? Right. And I saw the number 375,000.
Yeah. So it may not be, like the numbers that are coming out in the rumor mill, but it'll be something. And there we go. Mike, any word on New Gen? No, I'm now convinced this is all connected to the RV. So until the RV happens, I don't think we can expect anything out of our New Gen coins. I just don't think so. The trouble with trebles. Yeah. Trouble with tribbles or trebles or the trouble. There we go. Manchester City. Yes. It's great to be a fan of a team for your entire life, and they finally win something. 2 people came up with the trouble with troubles. Like, why don't the English just speak English? Why do they have to screw it all up? All right, Charlie Ward says the RV won't happen until Biden is removed. Is that true? I think it tends to happen before Biden's removed, but no.
That may just be the distraction that,
Yeah.
That the going to gold would be after he was removed.
Yeah.
But the RV itself has to this part of it. Remember, I got that sequence of events.
Right.
And it made sense to me that we'd had the RV behind the scenes. So they got people that have quite a bit of this stuff, not just a couple pieces in their pocket, and they want to go into the bank. They want to get it all in. There's something very important about getting it all in, getting it off the street. And then you've got the stock market crash.
So they can track it, right?
Then you have the public RV, where all the countries come out and say, this is our public new rate. And it crashed. Then you have dollar crashes. And then you go to gold. That's why it's important.
Okay. Rick Norman, kind of sad to hear the show may be coming to an end. The presidential race of 2024 is going to be the wildest thing in USA history. Trust me. I'm not saying the show's coming to an end. It just, after the financial reset happens, we're all going to have other things to do. And this part of the show, what it's become, will not be necessary. But we, look, the commitment here on my part, and I think on Jen's part, is to bring you the real news. That's why it's Real News Live, with Mike and Jen. So as long as there is controversy about the news, as long as there is insight to be had, we'll still be here. We'll still be here.
He may be busy, and it may be once a week for him, but I'll still be here doing shows. I'm always going to do my thing.
Yeah, so I mean, it's not going away. It just may change form a little bit, the way it's changed form a couple times. So that's fine. And Rick, again, I've been with the show since the first episode, March of 2020. Thanks. Well, that could very well be true. Mike Mick, the Irish guy. Some are saying Asara Jassar will be announced on Friday of this week. You did ask about Thursday, Friday. What did Michael say again? Gabriel? Who was it? Gabe?
What did they say? Anything significant happened?
Okay. Will anything significant happen Thursday and Friday? Answer: this will be a transition week.
I said, what will happen?
He told you some things will not change. That will not change. But watch Parliament and other things. That's what he said. So
no, he just said no EBS, because I was asking, are we going to have the EBS? And he said no EBS. Okay. And then the words that came through were Parliament, watch, word travels, and awakening. And then when will retirement change in the weeks ahead? So we're moving towards it, knowing exactly when really doesn't matter right now. We're just right there.
Yeah. Okay, Layla, one of our faithful, loyal listeners. Layla G. Jen, can you ask the angels what will be the repercussions for the email I sent today at work? Will I be in trouble, or will the management love it? Thank you. One of those high risk, high reward propositions, huh, Layla?
You might be talked to a little bit for that one. Somebody thinks it's funny. Somebody's got their feathers all ruffled. So I don't know how else to tell you. You're not getting fired, but there may be a talking to coming.
One time I was walking by my colleague Mike Dickinson's computer at Northrop Grumman. And Northrop Grumman, we had a thing called a 5 and 2, which was your login ID was your last 5 letters, the first 5 letters of your last name and the first 2 letters of your first name. My name is Mike Barra, so my login was Barami, Barami. Mike Dickinson was Dickimi, Dickimi. So we called Mike Dickimi. That was his nickname. Well, anyway, I'm walking by Dickimi's desk, and he's off his computer, and he's left his computer up there. and he's got an email open. So it says reply all, and it's empty. So I said, I went in and I typed, I'd like to thank everybody for my time here at Northrop Grumman. It's been great, but I'm, now, and then Mike's a big guy. He's 300 pounds. He's like, what was the Chris Farley routine, Chippendale dancer, to, follow my dream of becoming a Chippendale dancer. Boom, hit send. Went to the vice president.
God.
So I got into a little bit of trouble on
Yeah,
it, but it wasn't. But the funny thing is, the vice president's like they all know, and like they know how guys are. So anyway, it was no big deal. But hey, they might want Trump back in about 6 months. Then he can't run in 2024. That's not true, Rick. He can still run in 2024, even under the rather absurd old 22nd Amendment or whatever it is. He can still serve. He can serve as a maximum of 10 years over the course of a couple of different terms, because he didn't get a full term the first time, second time around. So, all right, let me find where we are. There we are. Okay. When do you see the Nasara election taking place?
Oh, that's a new one.
And pointed out that July 4th is 120 days before the election.
I'm going to have to take more focus for that one. I don't want to just blurt it out.
Okay. Jen, if you look back at your Gentel from the last 2 years, you can mark off the things that are happening now. Your truth is out there, but the timelines may be different. Yep, I think so.
No, I don't know what that's about.
I was talking about earlier, the best bang for the buck was Boulevard, but it's a gamble because it can end up just being wallpaper. So yeah, if it does pay out, it might be the best bang.
Well, considering how many you could purchase at once, I mean, even if it was like $3,000 a piece, that's still something.
Yeah. Yeah. Hecklefish rules. Hecklefish does. Mike on the Post Wi-Fi show. AJ spoke very highly of you. Well, that's nice. I hope to have a drink with those folks when I'm in Vegas this weekend. I'm trying to arrange a quick meeting at the bar and say hello to everybody, because I've really had a good time working for them. I mean, he's such a creative filmmaker. It's just phenomenal how good his videos are. Jen, you got to start watching the show. Hecklefish will crack you up.
Send me a link, because I forget to do things. I get so busy. I'm just like, oh, that's right. I'm supposed to do that.
You will love Hecklefish in the end. He made you at first. You got, what is this stupid thing? And then he gets funnier and funnier. And then you find yourself waiting for him to say something.
So, yeah.
Also, the Hecklefish plushies are coming soon, along with, of course, their real ladies' tanks. I have the ladies' tanks right now. I'm trying to set it up with Alien Invasion and Roswell, who printed them up, to put up a page, to put up a website where you guys can go order your, of course, their real UFO shirts. Okay, yeah, Budget Pass retroactive. We already covered that one. Let's see. Saw Mike on Fox, but without his glass. Yeah, I took my glasses off. Okay.
I would too if I. I'd be like, yeah,
clear
my hair.
I didn't have to read anything. Mike, this is a tough question. What do you think of Greer? Ever since I heard him say he hung out and friended Rockefeller, I stopped listening to him. Yeah, I actually posted a picture of him with the Rockefeller people and Linda Moulton Howe. I don't trust him. Richard Dolan was on Jimmy Church's show last night. I loathe Jimmy Church, but the clip is worth noting. And Dolan just said, look, this is a guy who said a lot of crazy shit. Well, he didn't say it that way, but how he levitated when he was 17 and he's met aliens and he can call his aliens in, and he charges $3,500 to come to his seminars where he promises you're going to see aliens and meet aliens. And I'm not a big fan. And the thing is, there's a lot of people in this business who did something important 25 years ago and haven't done anything important since, and they're still living off that reputation. I live in Bianaman, Biaman, Puerto Rico. Mark, we're going to do it in San Juan. We're going to do the event in San Juan, and it's just in the let's talk about it stages, but I believe it will happen probably next spring, probably around this time next year, early in June, very early June, because the hotel rates go down. So Rosemary had not seen the Fox News thing. Yeah, it was fun. It was great, and thanks to Tom Reed for getting me on. It was Tom's connection that got me on the show, and hopefully they have us on as a tag team in the future. Because, like I said, there's going to be no shortage of weird shit and aliens coming down over the next few months, right? Mike, you have natural screen charisma. I know, not trying to blow up any skirts. So, well, thank you. It's okay. I'm a real life movie star. Kate. Yeah, it was fun. It was okay. Fox is not, Fox is fine, I guess.
Well, it wasn't just like, it was cool because, and I heard about it, and I saw it, the people were talking about it, and I'm like, what the hell are you doing out there in Vegas? How the hell did you get on Jesse Waters?
Yeah, but it was actually in North Carolina. We were actually in Spruce Pine, which, yeah.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
We're in Carolina. That's why it looked like a haunted house behind us. We were in the game room there.
Yeah, and I was like, that's not just the news crew walked by and you talked on the microphone. Yeah. That's some serious stuff. That was awesome.
Noyes Girl says, Jen, thank you for the healing. Thank you for checking up on me. Yeah, Michelle, I was very upset about that. That happened, Jen? Thursday or Friday when I was on the road. She had to go back into the hospital. It does appear
the healing immediately.
Yeah.
And I did another one yesterday. So
okay, good. The kid was reading made up. That could be true. He was reading, but he also doesn't sound like English is his only or his first language. So I'll cut him a little slack, especially if he's creating a video that is going to go out to news organizations. So, yeah, I'm with you too on this one, Deb. I'm with you too on that one. So, yeah, my cousin lives in Henderson. Her yard is mostly sand and rocks, and so is theirs. They have a big compound there where they had the aliens were supposedly behind this. I want to say carryall, but that's from the movie Dune, like a bulldozer that they have for their business or something. So, yeah, just like the TARDIS on Doctor Who, bigger on the inside than it is on the outside. Correct. That's the concept, and that's other people have experienced that, Jen. With the volume on the inside of the flying saucer is 10 times bigger than the volume on the outside. So how does that work?
I don't know physics. When I was doing that view, I zoomed in there and I'm like, why are they so small? How are they getting people in there and everything they need in there? And we looked inside and I'm like, what the hell? I mean, it's almost like, it was as big as a bedroom in there, like a big bedroom in there.
Don't expect me to know what day it is. I've lost track. No Friday show this week. We aren't going to be able to pull it off. Mike, switch hands from time to time to pretend the left one is some strain. Yeah. Okay, Dr. Jekyll, thank you.
It's from all the typing, probably.
Victoria Adams, Jen, when I get my new home, will you cleanse the house for me?
Absolutely. You should all get the house cleansed every time you move somewhere, every time you get a new home. Apartments are kind of tricky. You have to do the whole place. They don't care about your walls for your unit.
Welcome back, Mike. Sounds like you had a great time. Thanks for both your time. Yeah, I did. I was like I was the biggest rock star in this little town of 4 or 5, 10,000 people. So yeah, it was really cool. It was really cool. And that's just wonderful to know that people give a damn about what you do. It matters. Tamara Pepper, Jen, my grandson Curtis is really struggling emotionally and socially. Can you see what's causing this? Marcy's doing a cleanse on him. Well, if Marcy's doing a cleanse,
why is he struggling, Curtis? It really has something to do with the people around him, friends, not feeling well. He's not feeling well. Yeah, off the top of my head here in this setting, that's all I can really say. and not knowing how old he is.
Yeah.
So.
Rick Norman, Jen, my mother's having serious problems sleeping. Doctors can't seem to help. Will this ever be resolved for her? Her name is Judy Norman Sexton, born in 1944. Before Jen answers, two things. Get her a sleep test, CPAP machine if she doesn't have one, and try the sleep gummies from CBD Gurus. Right there. Those work really well for a lot of people. Anyway, now Jen can answer your question.
It's really like malfunctioning adrenals, like adrenal glands and things like that. She's all off, like she's tired during the day, but she's up and she doesn't let herself sleep. But she's not allowed to sleep very often because all of a sudden she'll get this surge of adrenaline and it wakes her up. So I would take a look at that.
Okay. Melanie Parker, Jen, will my husband John's VA disability payments increase? VA isn't helping him. He served 22 years and he's injured. He has a traumatic brain injury, but he keeps having a construction job to help pay bills.
This is going to be a constant fight until they change it. And at some point in time, the veterans will be doing very well when we move into this new system. But as of right now, it's an upward climb with this.
Yeah.
Uphill climb.
If there are lawyers out there, I know lawyers can help quite a bit with these kinds of things. Christopher Iverson, Batman. That's correct, Mike. I wish I knew in reference to what? Chris. Thank you, Mr. Batman. Mike, you looked older on TV than you look now. Okay. I don't know.
That's not very nice. Don't tell somebody.
They shot me more. All right. One thing I'm going to get in my med bed is I'm going to get my left and my right side of my face completely balanced, so I'm handsome from either side and a smaller nose.
Yeah, I look like totally two different people if you take a picture from the left or the right. Just
it's funny because I
different.
did a study with another psychic friend of mine where we took pictures and split them half and half, and it's quite extraordinary the difference in people's faces.
Mm-hmm.
And it tells you a lot about them. It really is. And she was using it to do interpretations, and it was really cool. You maybe will try that, Jen, even though it's
that's not my thing.
But
yeah,
somebody else.
Stay in my lane.
Jen, Dallas on PPN said if you're getting millions and millions from your currency, not Zim, that it will be tranched. Is that true? Meaning if it's a huge chunk of dollars, will it be spread out over time?
No. Not Zim. See, the only thing I see being allotted is the humanitarian funds for your project, and you have to submit for them. Say, okay, so you got $100 million. All right, well, we need $20 million right now to purchase this and this and that and to get it going. Okay, did you contact these people, blah, blah, and there'll be managers to come around and say, okay, yeah, here you go. There's $20 million.
What does your shirt say? It is the Ark of the Covenant shirt from the Y-Files episode. With AJ and Hecklefish. There's AJ as Indiana Jones running away, and then there's Hecklefish with his bowl. So he's being chased by the giant boulder at the beginning of Raiders of the Lost Ark, that was a cool episode. I contributed more to that. Yeah, Mike Mix is Jen's correct. So I understand on the Zoom you get a personal amount, and you either do a project or not. If you do not elect to do a project, the extra funds will go to the pot. See, because it used to be you would have like 11 areas where you could say, okay, I'm not going to do a project personally, but I would like my humanitarian funds to go to infrastructure, to build an EMP shield for our power grid or medical research. It used to be like that. Now it sounds like it'll just go to the general fund. But see, that's funny because those funds technically don't exist until you create them. So until you do your exchange, those humanitarian funds are not released into reality. That's fascinating stuff to me. Jen, will my son Hunter find a non-liberal girlfriend and settle down anytime soon? Caviar dreams. Which we knew your name.
Yeah, there's a picture.
I know her name, but I forget her name.
Hunter. Not for a while.
Not for a while.
Does like those liberals. All right.
There's no hurry. Go out and make your life. And when you're all set and successful at 40, then find your wife and have babies. That's the way to do it. To what Derek Jeter did. Who does the voice of Hecklefish? That's AJ. AJ does Hecklefish. It's actually AJ's mouth with the teeth and that they, CGI on there. It's pretty funny. Does Mark Z plan on quitting his day job once the RV goes? I can assure you of that. Yes, he will no longer be working his day job. Nancy said I was very handsome. Calm. Thank you. These things are not very hard for me. I mean, it's easy to come up with creative stuff. And Tom, what I forget is how good my buddy Tom is with these two. Make a good team. Dennis, you good? Anything from the remote viewing regarding my vision of the Euphrates River Temple? Do you remember Adam talking about that a couple weeks ago? He has this vision that he needs to go to Iraq to the Euphrates River and that there's a temple buried.
No, I didn't. No, I remember getting something for you, but it's just basically like you would find something.
Yep, there's a temple there. Yeah. Lisa M., I switched surgeons for my back surgery. Will this surgery go okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nancy wants to know, will my good friend Carmela Allen get a felony on June 21st for her third DUI? She's in Ohio.
Just make some kind of deal.
Cool. Okay. Joanne Patton, Jen told me months ago my daughter would have our fourth grandchild on June 14th. Angela's getting the epidural in a few minutes. Next, they will break her water and give her Pitocin. Prayers for Angela and the baby. Yes, there's a baby.
Yes. All right. Thank you, God. I got one date right.
That's
but
cool.
I'm usually not right about the like if it's a boy or a girl. I'm usually wrong. So if I tell you it's a boy, it's a girl. I don't know what that's about. But awesome. Hopefully it happens today and not after midnight.
Okay. Okay, we're going over to the Rumble side of things, and then we're going to wrap it up. Hi, Mike and Jen. This is AJ Helfer. Love you guys. Jen, will my recently college graduated daughter find a job soon? AJ Helfer. His recently graduated college graduated daughter find the job. It would help if we knew her name. Trisha? Did you name her Trisha?
She'll find something, but she'll find something in her field in about 3 months.
Okay. Lots of Jen, you're beautiful stuff.
Thank you.
Lucy says, Jen, my dog was in pain when he moved a certain way for a couple days. Does he have a pinched nerve or disc in his neck or back? He does seem to be getting slowly better.
Who is that? And
Lucy, it's Lucy. We don't. Again, we need the dog's name too. We need to know.
Let me just ask, instead of looking.
See what we get.
Yeah, there was some kind of injury. There was like a fall. There was something that happened, and it is healing.
And there's a wonderful new drug that they gave Miss Fluffy Muffy for her injury. Works great on cats. I don't know if it's been tested on dogs yet, and I can't remember the name of it. So we'll try to get back to you on that one, Lucy, next week. Hubert's mom, Jen, my son Shane has applied for a job as a personal trainer. Will he get the job and start soon? So Celia's son, Shane, has applied for a job as a personal trainer.
I don't think so.
I heard about him from Tarot by Jean. I don't know who that is. Jerky. Lucy. Yeah, Jerky's saying, Lucy, see if you have a vet chiropractor near you. They really do help. There are some out there. They're not easy to find. Okay, question for Jen. My stepdaughter, Kelsey, applied for a new job a few weeks ago. Will she get it? Will Kelsey get a new job that she applied for a few weeks ago?
Not that job, but she should keep trying because there is one coming.
Okay. Tim wants to know if his son Chase is going to buy the house he's fixing up to sell on Oak Hill Lane. Will Chase buy Tim's house that he's fixing up to sell on Oak Hill Lane?
He will.
I heard personal projects are also considered humanitarian, like remodeling your home that is breaking down. I don't know if that's true or not.
That's stretching it.
Hunter is the dog's name. Okay, so Hunter was the doggy, but I think we got our answer anyway. Rebecca Rugley, will my trip go as planned, June 23rd through July 1st?
Yeah.
Okay, guys, I think that is it. Rocket Mortgage is calling me. All right. Love you guys. Thanks for being here. Glad to be back. No show on Friday. Maybe Jen will do something Friday. You could do a free reading Friday without me.
Don't do that. Friday's my day off.
Oh, okay.
Maybe Jen will be on my day off so I can go to Vegas. You know what?
I can call in from the pool in Vegas.
You just got home.
At the Palms. All right. Yeah, at the Palms. I'm here in the Playboy Club at the Palms, and we'll do.
I am always readily available on Telegram, Philosophy on Telegram. Pretty active there, and a lot of our viewers are active there, posting lots of news, so you can always keep up on what's going on. Mike Barra is on Telegram as well.
Yep.
If you join and find us. We have chat groups.
Don't forget, jenniferfala.com. Don't forget to get your ivermectin at brooksagnew.blog/immunization. It's good stuff. Can really use it. I'm going to get some more of that. What else? So, Jen, I think we'll be doing a show Monday. Depends on how hungover I am. I'll probably be in pretty good shape. I get home Sunday evening at a reasonable time.
You're going to be tired.
I would expect I'll be tired, but I think Monday we'll be back for a show. So I'm planning on another show Monday. Love you guys. Thanks for being here. Jen, great to have you back, and hope everything is well with everybody. And let's pray this thing in. I mean, we're way closer to this thing happening than we were when I left, when the last show was done more than a week ago. So,
and one interesting tidbit on praying it in, I've been hearing a lot of answered prayers quickly. Signs quickly lately, and so that makes me think vibration has risen collectively.
Yeah, things are accelerating. It's all getting faster. All right, guys, love you. Thanks for being here. We will see you next Monday with a high degree of certainty. Okay, bye.